start by telling us who you are and what you do.
Okay. My name is Manish Israni. I'm the head of new products for Telebrands, but I also get involved in other areas, CRM, landing pages, new initiative, new business in general. We are Telebrands Corporation. We are probably one of the oldest as seen on TV companies out there, and our business model involves finding unique and exciting consumer products and marketing them first direct to consumer via television, online, Amazon, and simultaneously making that available to retailers, to consumers via our retail partners, which include pretty much all major retail chains nationwide.
Wonderful. And you mentioned Telebrands. This is interesting. How long has Telebrands been in existence?
Telebrands has been in existence since 1983, to be exact. So
Wow.
we are what? We are over 35 years, I guess. Yes.
When AJ mentioned that to me the other day, it blew my mind. 1983. That's a very, very long time. So you guys have the product sourcing, product marketing. You have this down pat. And
Absolutely.
then as it pertains to radio, print, television, right? That's and brick and mortar. But when you started the online, the pivot to online e-commerce, it was new. It was something that you hadn't really done before. You were exploring it, and you've had some initial experiences with it, and then you've had some recent experiences with it. And we're going to go into that in a little bit. But the first thing I wanted to ask you is why did you decide to test and try Checkout Champ?
So it's a good question. Why we decided to try and test Checkout Champ. So we were, so you're right. So we started with television advertising, and that was we really are experts at that. Obviously, internet came along, and we then began to market consumers we began to add a URL to our TV campaigns. We realized that roughly half of the people were placing orders online. I guess what we started off with, what we can call our standard landing pages. They were nice, but not a tremendous amount of thought went into them. The traffic was kind of warm. These people were watching a commercial on TV, came on the landing page, made a purchase. So like I said, there were good landing pages, but by no means were they fully optimized. The way we got in touch with, or the way we were made aware of the opportunity with Checkout Champ was because we were, well, I suppose there were some people who actually brought that to our attention. And Matt, I know that we met you at one of the Geek Outs, but even otherwise, there were some other people in the industry who did mention Checkout Champ to us. One in particular was an affiliate company who mentioned specifically your platform to us. And after having spoken to the people at Checkout Champ, what we were told was that the pages would convert better, the AOVs would be higher. That was definitely something that was very important to us. We were also connected with resources that would enhance the pages itself, just the look and feel and the way they were being built. The speed itself would be enhanced because of the way we were, I guess, because we were advised that they would be built. Well, you know what? Let me. You can obviously edit this. The reason I'm trying to think how specific to get on these things, I can get very specific, or I can get more general.
Well, let me ask you a question that may help this along.
Okay.
What problems specifically were you trying to solve?
Right.
Checkout Champ came along. Does that help?
Yeah. So that helps. Yeah. So the problems that we were trying to solve were A, we wanted a higher conversion. B, we wanted higher AOVs like everybody else. Certainly, speed of loading the page was important as well. So I can get into specific metrics. I've kind of looked at what we had. And after using Checkout Champ, I can say that all three of these areas I've seen a very significant improvement in. The pages do load definitely faster than what we had before. On a conversion standpoint, I can say that it varies on a daily basis, but on average, we're definitely seeing about a 25% increase in conversion. Some days it's 30%. On an AOV standpoint, I can say that on an average, I'm seeing a 10% improvement in AOV. So definitely when it comes to AOV and conversion and the speed with which the page loads, we're seeing a very significant improvement, and we're very happy with it.
What platforms were you using before Checkout Champ?
I mean, yeah, so we were using other microsite sources. So this TV traffic wasn't really being driven to Shopify directly. As you know, Matt, we use another platform that we're aware of, which is where the microsite itself was built. And that's where the TV traffic was being driven to. And we compared the Checkout Champ results to that, as with that being the control. And that was the other microsite platform. I think that conversion was hovering between maybe 9.5 to 10% or so.
Okay.
With Checkout Champ, I saw conversions hovering from anywhere from 12.9% to some days even almost 15%.
Wow.
So it depends on the day and the traffic, but yeah, so that's why I kind of gave you the averages, but it was definitely a very healthy increase in conversion. I do also want to mention, I think one of the key things with Checkout Champ really is that the level of support is just excellent. I think that's a huge plus point to have that high degree of support that we get, and that really kind of helps us move along. And we were new to the platform, so having that strong level of support really helps.
Did Checkout Champ exceed your expectations when you launched it?
Yes, it did.
Fantastic. And what were the top 3 changes that you noticed? I think you mentioned them earlier, but if you want to.
Yes, the top 3 changes: better conversions, higher AOV, better loading speed for the pages.
Awesome. What did you think the biggest challenge was in switching over and utilizing Checkout Champ from your current platform?
So I think the biggest challenge really was, I think, technical, just the integration of straight, because these pages now are built on HTML and CSS, and it's a slightly different model than what we were doing before. So just kind of getting acclimated with that was I think the main challenge. But now that we've understood how that process works, with the second campaign, it's getting a little easier, and I'm sure by the third one, we'll be really good at it.
Great. Let's talk about the product support that you mentioned earlier. Checkout Champ assigns a dedicated account manager. I believe you have Tyler. Yes. Tell us a little bit of your thoughts about what anyone who is interested in trying out Checkout Champ can expect from our support team.
I think so I would say that the level of support we've got with Tyler as an account manager is completely unparalleled. I think he's absolutely fantastic. And that, I think, is a key reason why we were able to kind of get on the platform and start to roll out our projects very quickly. He's very knowledgeable, and all of the issues that we were having, he kind of took the time and took us through that, addressed all of the issues, and that really helped us a lot. And I think that's something that is a very big plus point of working with Checkout Champ, is having that incredible level of support with the dedicated account manager.
So would you recommend Checkout Champ to other e-commerce store owners, and why?
Yes, I would absolutely recommend Checkout Champ to other e-commerce owners, because the metrics that are important to us are also important to all other e-com owners as well. Improvement in your AOVs, improvement conversions, the speed with which the page loads, the level of customer support, the level of guidance and support, hands-on support that we need. All of those things are important.
You know that we're very good at taking feedback and making adjustments to help your business. So we've done a couple of integrations too. We're just about done with Shipwire. Are you pretty pleased with our development team?
Yeah. So honestly, I was very surprised with that pleasantly when how you guys took on that additional development work, knowing that Shipwire is what we used to do our fulfillment, and rather than having it kind of route through Shopify, then to onwards to Shipwire, you actually wanted to create a direct integration between Checkout Champ and Shipwire. So that I thought was very impressive because you kind of took that initiative to make our life easier and kind of develop additional features as they suited our business. So I think that's fantastic.
How many, and this is another thing I want to ask you. I'm the owner of a big software company. How often do you have the ability, well, you probably do because of your level and your status, but how many companies do you know where you can just pick up the phone anytime, day or night, and get the owner on the line and say, hey, I'm having this problem, or?
Not very often at all. Not very often at all. I think that's fantastic to actually be able to just pick up the phone and speak to you and say, this is the issue we're having. I think that's a massive plus. I don't see that very often, despite my position and what I do not see that very often.
Oh, wonderful. Well, good. I promise that's my last question. Thank you. It was great seeing you, and we'll talk to you soon, hopefully.
Great. Thanks, Matt.